It's Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. Thank you so much for joining us again. Our guest is Richard Benbow. Mr. Benbow is the General Manager for the City of Los Angeles' Community Development Department. Sir, we thank you so much for joining us. Let's start from the beginning. What exactly is the Community Development Department?
The Community Development Department is a branch of city government that's primarily charged with the responsibility of administering the city's community development block grant funds. That's an entitlement grant that is based on a formula that takes into account the level of poverty, the age of housing, and the population of the city. And most jurisdictions get a formula share of those funds every year to use from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development to use for a wide variety of programs designed to address things that we typically would call poverty areas in the city of Los Angeles.
Okay, we got the explanation. Now I want to talk about the challenges you face. Both President Obama and the House Republican leadership have called to, at some level, decrease funding for block grants. Tough times for that to happen because the poor are getting poorer. So talk to me about the challenges you face.
We face a lot of challenges right now, Brad. As you said, both the president and primarily the House leadership is calling for a cut in those funds, and it's a wide range. The Republicans in the House are calling for a $60 billion cut, which is quite a bit of money.
What is that percentage-wise?
That percent would equate to about a 65% cut in our funds here locally.
Well, so it's a massive cut.
That's a massive cut.
It's not 6.5%, it's 65%.
65%, while the president is calling for a 7.5% cut. So, you know, we're miles apart. And we'll see this debate play out in the negotiation of the 2011-2012 budget.
So as you see the negotiation run its course, what can you do as head of the CDD in the second largest city in America to advocate on behalf of the importance of block grants?
Well, we think the most important thing right now, Brad, is to make people aware of what the impact of these cuts are. This is a draconian approach to how we deal with the problems of the needy in the inner city.
Why don't you just give us an exact example, a specific example of how CDD block grant funds helps Angelenos?
Okay.
Maybe even just a story.
Sure. It provides funding for after-school programs, financial literacy, English as a second language, both recreational and tutoring programs for youngsters after school, domestic violence, day labor programs, neighborhood improvement projects. It runs the gamut of just about any aspect of our lives involves community development block grant funds.
And so as you tell that story, are your words being heard on Capitol Hill?
We believe they are. We have gotten, of course, here in California, we have strong support in the House as well as in the Senate for the programs that the block grant funds. So it's not that hard a story to tell to our representatives, but there are other people who are representing other parts of the country that either are not aware or don't rely on these funds as much, or feel that, as some others feel, that these programs are not needed. And of course, we disagree with that. They're very much needed.
Now, I think it's fair to say that there will be some cuts. I mean, if the president is at least calling for a 7.5% cut, you know something's coming.
Yeah.
So are you prepared to deal with some level of decrease in funding?
Well, we've been very conservative in how we've budgeted. We've leveraged our monies. We have done everything we could to get as much bang out of the buck that we have been receiving over the years. So we are prepared to take the 7.5% cut, and we think we can survive and still do a pretty good job.
Okay, Richard Benbow, thanks for joining us. He is the General Manager of the Community Development Department in the City of Los Angeles. I'm Brad Pomerance. Back to HLN.